it's Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee, here on YouTube, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that I've been trying to get into, and it has to do with minimalism, owning less, the reduce, reuse, recycle, if you will. As a proclaimed environmentalist, not only by myself, but I guess also by my credentials, every single day I'm looking for something more I can do to be more eco-friendly. And if you saw my video from last Friday, I talked about the implications of the clothing industry and how it impacts our environment, and also a little bit I touched on the ethics of it, but there is also a huge story to the ethics behind it. So that was my main motivation for trying to live a more minimalist lifestyle, for trying to reduce the amount of belongings, and specifically for this video, clothes that I own. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today, and this video is going to be a little bit different than anything I've done before. I guess I did my makeup decluttering, and that kind of seemed like a thing to do, but this kind of seems different, so I hope I have y'all support. I hope this is interesting. Let me know. But I've been watching a lot of minimalist YouTubers and getting a lot of inspiration from them. It's really cool to see how they're able to hone in on their personal style, and then their whole collection is something that feels right to them. You know, I think a lot of us can relate to this. I definitely could in my past, and even still a little now, waking up every day having a closet, or maybe more than just a closet, full of clothes, and yet still feeling the stress of not knowing what to wear, having to pair everything together, having to get out the door, so on and so forth. And I just think the idea of having like a smaller amount of clothes that you always know what you have and it always goes together is so appealing to me, both for the reasons of reducing because it's better for the environment, and also just in levels of stress, happiness, efficiency. You know, a lot of these minimalist YouTubers I watch say that once you minimize the amount of belongings you have, you won't realize how much time it frees up for you, and I did not believe them at all. But whenever we moved to this apartment from our last apartment, we questioned every single thing because it meant that we had to move it, and I realized we got rid of a lot and thereby don't have to clean stuff up as often, don't have to figure out where it goes as often. You don't have extra tasks of keeping something clean or keeping something in its place. I mean, those are all kind of the same thing, but once you have less things, you will be astonished how much less time is spent taking care of them. And I know that from an outsider's perspective it doesn't make sense, but when I go to my mom's house and see how much time and energy she dedicates to all of her things, in comparison to the fact that, like, if I'm not home for a weekend, it's not the end of the world. I'm not missing out on having to clean up my closet, or having to do 4 loads of laundry, having to reorganize the shoe rack or the coat rack, straighten up the office desk because I have so many knickknacks on there, or finding where this piece of Tupperware goes because there are so many in my cabinet. It has simplified my life so much, and it's really brought a lot of happiness and a lot of different things to my life that I want to make a whole different video, a bunch of videos I could make just talking about the impacts it makes and stuff like that. But I'm totally still on this journey to minimalism, and that is why this series is called Movements to Minimalism. I'm not quite a minimalist yet, which you'll see by this video. I own a lot of clothes, but I don't wear a lot of them, and that's kind of what this journey has taught me so far. It's so satisfying for me to go through an area of my home, get rid of things that I know I don't need, and it's also been very fulfilling for some reason to watch other minimalist YouTubers declutter. So I hope that you guys are kind of on the same playing field, and if this is not something that you typically be interested in, just hang out for a little bit. Maybe I'll make some more videos in this series. If you guys are really interested in knowing more about minimalism and giving it a try, I can do that. So going through all of my stuff not only allowed me to get rid of all the things I don't need, but it also helps me realize what things I'm throwing out, and therefore things that I shouldn't buy again, right? So things like dresses that are a little more formal than my style, I end up getting rid of after I wear them a time or two. Things that are statement colors that can't be paired with other things, I end up getting rid of. So not only is this declutter good for getting things out of my life that I already have, but also helping me prevent bringing other things like that into my life, and vice versa, also helping me realize what things are missing from my collection. So I'd really like to have a collection that is more basics, basic colors with maybe a couple pops, but mostly basics so that everything goes together and I don't have to think about it. It's effortless for me. So next weekend I'm going to a thrift store that's super cool. Apparently everything there is $7 and under, and going through my clothes helped me make a list of the things that I will be looking for then. So with all of that aside, if you think that watching me declutter all of my clothes will be satisfying for you, then keep watching.